Welcome everyone to Stage 2, the journey of a complete PS3 set. We last left off at 562 individual titles, so let's get on to Stage 2. The first title I need is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. As you can see, this is a signature edition, but it's no different to the standard version. It's just some DLC inside. This well past its expiration date by now. This is the first in the series of the Future Soldier, and they're still going today with Wildlands on the PlayStation 4. It's made by Ubisoft, obviously. It's a pretty common title. I don't think there's any towers to unlock in this one, like every Ubisoft game. So that's 1 plus. The next title is NBA Street Home Court. This was a launch title on the PS3. It's made by EA Black Box, who made the Skate series. And EA Black Box is unfortunately closed. That's one of the reasons why I might not be getting another Skate game. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of NBA games, but as you can see, the number is only 38, so it came out launch day on the PS3. I'd say it's an uncommon game. It's not something you see a whole lot. The next title is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, obviously based upon the Michael Bay movies. I think Revenge of the Fallen was the second movie, but they all kind of mould into one. This has got some DLC, I guess, for Gold Megatron and Optimus Prime, but I don't think it's in there. I think it's well gone. I bought this from Cash Converters. Cash Converters real. How much did I pay for it? Let's see. £3.99. I think I got ripped off. The game has 2 campaigns, so you can play as either the I think Autobots or the Decepticons. Obviously it follows the story of the movie, so it's really only for fans, because we've got much better Transformers games ever since. The game was made by Luxoflux, who created the Vigilante 8 series and the True Crime games back on the PS2. They're no longer around. They shut in 2010. I believe this game came out in 2009, so they must have shut a year later. I guess it didn't set the world on fire. As for how rare, I'd say this is an uncommon game. Now this one I do have already. I got it as part of a bundle with some other games that I needed. But it's Young Justice Legacy. This is actually one of the Freedom Factory games. Some rare games from Spain, which are Kick-Ass 2 and Bloodbath. This was the third one, but this got a full UK release and a US release too. So it's the more common Freedom Factory game. The funny part is that there's no screenshots, so on the back of the case, so that should tell you how good the game is. I don't even want to advertise it. I call that writing. The game takes place between, I think it's season 1 and 2, and really only for fans of the show. It's a action RPG, I'd say, but very rough, like all Freedom Factory games. Yeah, it's another uncommon game. The next game is another that I need, Supremacy MMA. This Kung Fu Factory. They used to be called Just Games, and they made, I think it was Mortal Kombat Armageddon and Mortal Kombat Unchained back on the PSP. Now so they've renamed Kung Fu Factory and they create abysmal games like this. They don't work on games anymore, console games. They just do mobile stuff now, probably because of this game. I'm a big MMA fan, and at the time when this was released, there was a big push for like UFC and EA to compete against each other, as UFC obviously had the undisputed titles and EA came out with their own EA MMA, but they since reached a deal which kind of monopolised the MMA industry in the gaming space. Supremacy MMA was picking up the scraps. There's really no big name fighters, but it was the first game, MMA game at least, to have female fighters. They tried to market it more as like a brutal underground kind of sport rather than the more sport angle that the UFC titles take. The Vita version of this game is very sought after for some reason. I don't think it got a UK release, it was US only on the Vita. I'd say Supremacy MMA is an uncommon game. The next game is MotoGP 2010 to 2011. This is a Capcom game. Capcom owned the license for MotoGP for 3 games, which I think were 2009 to 2010, 2010 to 2011, and 2008. So this is the last one that they put out. Now I believe it's Milestone Games that make all the MotoGP games. The same guys who do Ride and Superbike. So anything to do with autobikes really. This was made by Monumental Games. I don't believe they're still around. I think they may have closed, but I could be wrong. Obviously this is a moto game. Not my type of thing really, racing. MotoGP I'd say is a uncommon game. Next title is quite a popular one, SSX. It's from EA. Obviously it's based on the popular PS2 games like Tricky, but this was done as a reboot and fans actually loved this. It got really good scores, but unfortunately I don't think it sold very well, and that's why we've never seen an SSX game ever since. It's made by EA Canada. It had a multiplayer portion which is now quite common in games, at least today, where it did like ghosts between players, so you could compete against each other's times. You know, the same thing that Drive Club does now, but at the time people just wanted, you know, straight on normal multiplayer. I'd say SX a common game. Let me know if you've been a fan of the series. This is a bit of an odd game. It's the History Channel, Great Battles Medieval, and this is a PAL exclusive. It's a strategy game based on the 100 Years' War, so it's very similar to like the Total War type of games. It's made by Slytherin, who also do board games. I'm not sure if that's based off the Harry Potter Slytherin. If it is, let me know. Slytherin also did the simulation. I don't know if you've ever seen that show Deadliest Warrior. It's like back in the late 2000s, and it pitted warriors from different times against each other to see who would win. This is the same technology, I believe. So this is another uncommon game. Not something you see a whole lot. The next one he did was Mindbenders, which is a compilation game. This is a PAL exclusive also, and it's a compilation of Lemmings, Echo Chrome 2 and Tumble, which is like a physics type game. Also, Tumble is now on PSVR, that's a launch title. Echo Chrome I think was a PSP game, and the Lemmings is Lemmings obviously. This was done for PS Move obviously, so you have to use PS Move to get it to work, and this was obviously done internally. It's Sony XDev, which is the internal studio, and it's another uncommon game. It's the only way I believe to get all 3 titles physically, at least these versions of them. That's 8 titles that I needed for the collection. That's stage 2 done. On to the next one. I'll see you again, and I hope you enjoyed the video.